Hey guys, Meteorologist Chris Tomer here with this Saturday mountain weather update, and it is a powder day up in parts of Montana. This is big sky as expected, snowing and blowing up there. You've picked up 7 inches in the last 24 hours. I still think you could pick up another 6 or 7 because it's going to snow the rest of today and likely into tomorrow as well up there at Big Sky. That's the Lone Peak Tram Cam. Let me take you into Colorado. We'll do a little bit of a tour. So here is Aspen Highlands, Aspen, Snowmass, Buttermilk, all of these included. You've picked up a few inches already. You're not done. I still think you could pick up a few more inches of accumulation before this storm system moves out. Let me take you up to the northern mountains. This is up at Steamboat, reporting a few inches of new snow, and I still think you could pick up another 4 or 5 inches of accumulation up here at Steamboat. So looking good. A lot of powder for today. Alta reporting about 6 inches in the last 24 hours, approaching the 200-inch mark for the season. And you're not done. I still think you could pick up another 3 or 4 inches of accumulation there today. Jackson Hole, as expected, a big powder day up here. 10 inches in the last 24 hours now with a season total of 208 up there at Jackson Hole. Just an outstanding pattern here for the Tetons, and look at the views this morning. Should be a fantastic day. There's your drive in to the mountain this morning. Okay, let me show you radar, and you're not quite done there at Jackson Hole. You could still pick up another couple of inches, but there's radar. You can see the blue coming in, sliding in on this north-northwest type flow pattern. And there's still snow left over, obviously, in blue here through Montana, parts of Idaho, Wyoming, Utah, and also Colorado. So I'll take you in. Here's Wyoming. You can see some of the blue coming down on this sort of north-northwest flow or west-northwest flow straight out of Montana into Wyoming, so not quite done there. Snowing, you can see a little bit of a plume there across Salt Lake, and still snow hung up over the top, some good orographic snow over the top of the Wasatch and also the high Uintas, and there's snow in Colorado. And again, not done here either. You can see the snow coming in on this west-northwest orientation. And I do think we're going to see a shrouding effect with snow hanging on for the rest of the day, at least through early afternoon across a lot of I-70, Summit County, the Gore Range, Steamboat, Flat Tops, parts of Cameron, through Loveland and A Basin. I think it's just going to hang on with this type of west-northwest flow. Let me give you the setup. Here's water vapor. So at low levels, you're looking at oranges and reds. That's your drier air. The moisture is in the whites and the blues, and you can see the flow. You can see the flow. Let me get a marker here. All right, you can see the flow coming down, basically like this, down into Colorado. So all the action, all the moisture is sliding down, plus you get this orographic flow, so you're getting 2 for the price of 1 out of this. And the Tetons and Big Sky and Bridger Bowl, the Wasatch, the central to northern mountains of Colorado, all benefiting from this particular flow pattern. And again, that's going to continue. It's going to be residual for the rest of the day. All right, here are my bullet points. So kind of reiterating a few of the things I just talked about. The residual snow today, Utah, Colorado, Wyoming. And in Colorado, it's more of a west-northwest flow for a lot of the I-70 corridor north up to the Continental Divide, Front Range High Peaks. So that's going to hang on. It's going to shroud those areas with wind and snow. I didn't even mention the wind. It's windy in a lot of these places, blowing 40, 50, 60 miles an hour, helping to drive this orographic snow. It's going to last through tomorrow, actually, into Montana. So that's still 7 inches to go for Big Sky and Bridger Bowl. Those areas are going to continue to get targeted. Then we're going to see a break across the west. And it's really going to be a waiting game because the next storm may not come in until 117 and 118 with an Arctic blast. It's likely that that's going to bring some very cold air with it, that 117, 118 storm. Here's my latest snow timeline. Best odds of snow for Big Sky, the Wasatch, Tetons, Colorado, Tahoe, interior BC, and the Northeast. So Big Sky, snow today and tomorrow. Some additional moderate accumulations. And then moderate for 117, 118, and much, much colder with that storm system. So it's about a week's worth of waiting for that second storm. In the Wasatch, you've got snow hanging on this morning, and then 118, 119 Tetons, some light additional today, and then moderate 117, 118, and colder. Colorado, light to moderate additional today with that west-northwest flow, and then moderate to heavy 118, 119. So you can see the split. Storm 1 and then the storm number 2 is 118, 119. Tahoe, nothing. Interior BC, pretty light, and I don't have anything major for the northeast. All right, drilling down to Alta. Up there, forecast mediogram, 9,000 feet of elevation. You can see there's our column for today, the 11th. There's 12, 13, and 14. This does hang on to snow this morning with some additional maybe 2 to 4 inches of accumulation. That should bring totals to about 8 to 12, 6 to 12 through a lot of the Wasatch. You can see the winds, they're strong, 40 to 50 mile an hour wind gusts out of the west-northwest. So that's going to help drive the snow. Temperatures get colder all day. They turn colder with single digits by the end of the day, single digits tomorrow morning, topping out in the low teens tomorrow afternoon. So a pretty cold day, and actually Monday looks very similar. So a couple of cold days. Okay, so that's Alta Snowbird, Solitude Brighton, essentially. Let me show you um, what Colorado looks like. Here's the time height forecast for Steamboat. I'm looking for green. This is going to be your higher relative humidity. And again, you can see how we're in it in Steamboat and across the northern mountains. That west-northwest flow will hang on with that moisture, that green continuing for probably the next 48 hours across a lot of the northern mountains. So it's just that shrouding effect. That west-northwest flow just keeps the snow going. Um, Down further to the south along I-70, here's Loveland, less green, but still there's green hanging on at the top of the ridge lines and the top of the high peaks, especially today. And then it kind of curtails or tomorrow, but it's definitely there today, this afternoon, and even tonight. So the snow's going to hang on today in a lot of places in Colorado. In fact, here's the snow accumulation over time. So we'll start at lunchtime today, and you can see what's happening. Snow is accumulating across Colorado. The blues, the light blue, that's light snow accumulation under 3 inches. Once you pop into the greens and yellows, you're in that 3 to 6 inch range. Anything more than yellow, I mean, you're above 6, and you can see that's happening in a lot of places through Montana, a little bit left over in Wyoming, a little bit left over in Utah, and certainly it's happening in the central and northern mountains of Colorado. All right, here's late tonight. Snow winding down across a lot of places, but it's still there. It's still residual across Colorado, across Wyoming, and across Montana. Notice some of the snow is transitioning into southern Colorado and eventually northern New Mexico. Here we are early tomorrow morning. This is Sunday, the 12th. Still residual snow hanging on in a lot of places. Here's lunchtime tomorrow. Here's late on Sunday. A little bit of snow in parts of New Mexico. Still some snow hanging on through Montana and Wyoming, even even late on Sunday. Here's Monday morning early. Still some snow hanging on with this persistent north-northwest flow out of Montana into Wyoming. Here's lunchtime on Monday. Here's late Monday. And here is Tuesday morning early, and we're dry. Now we're into that waiting period um, between roughly Tuesday the 14th and probably the 18th, because that's when the next storm will come in around the 18th. So there you go. There's snow accumulation over time. All right, here's my official forecast. Here's what remains. The additional snow, the rest of today through tomorrow. So the next 24 hours, basically. Another 2 to 4 for the Wasatch. Another couple of inches up in the Tetons, Grand Targhee over to Jackson Hole, but still another 6 to 7 for Bridgeable to Big Sky. Just a really good flow pattern for those areas. So you've got additional snow through tomorrow. Light additional accumulations through northwest Montana. Not much left over for Idaho. Very little left over for interior BC, maybe another inch or two. And really, the snow you're getting this morning up in the Pacific Northwest, that's it, because after that, there's really not much additional snow through tomorrow at all. Nothing for the Sierra. In Colorado, I still think you could see another 4 inches in a number of places. Steamboat, Cameron Pass, Flat Top Score Range, Loveland, A Basin, Winter Park, over to Vail and the Summit County. Another 2 or 3 out through Snowmass, Aspen, and a crested butte, and maybe another inch or two down in the San Juans, the southern mountains, but still 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 down through Cuchara and Tahoe, Ski Santa Fe, and Angel Fire are yet to fall. So that's on the way. Again, that's what remains. You've got snow falling now, but this could fall on top of that. Okay, here's what's going to happen in the Northeast. Very light snowfall, 1 to 2 inches between today and tomorrow, and that's gonna be it for the Northeast. I just don't have anything else. All right, guys, we'll end on the big West map. Enjoy the powder today up in parts of Montana, the Tetons, the Wasatch, the central to northern mountains of Colorado. Those are the areas to ski today, tonight, and also tomorrow. Guys, have a great day. Thanks for tuning in here.